What is up, my gang? What is up, my squad? T-Gang in this thing. What's poppin' with y'all? What's up, T-Gang? Welcome back to my channel. So today I will be doing a part 2. I almost told y'all like I'm about to start part 1. I will be doing a part 2 of North London's bloodiest gang war, OFB versus N9. Right now, I actually forgot where we left off. Oh, that's where we left off. Somebody got stabbed. Well, it's a whole bunch of stabbings right now. Stay tuned, smash the like button, comment something you want to see below, and subscribe and click the bell and join the gang. If you're new, then definitely subscribe because we're going nowhere but up. Follow me on my social medias. Definitely follow me on my Instagram, the real_is_Tania's_world, and follow me on my TikTok, is Tania's world. We're gonna get back to it. So somebody had left a comment underneath one of my videos saying that in London, you guys can't have guns. I thought it was just knives and machetes and stuff like that. I thought y'all be going crazy. Y'all be going loco at El Polo Loco. Okay, we're gonna get back to it.
So with this deadly beef going down in the streets, you'd think the safest place to be would be inside. But hell, even in prison, members from these areas are getting touched. In October 2016, Jamal Mahmood, aka Chaos, is murdered in HMP Pentonville Prison, being stabbed in an argument allegedly over a parcel of drugs, before being thrown over the railings of the landing, dropping about 30 feet. The alleged killers beat their case once again, with the media identifying Chaos as a member of the GMG gang from Enfield. So again, whilst not actually part of this beef, Chaos is another name that would go on to be heavily disrespected by 3x3 members in their rants. In fact, it really seemed like the trend of smoking dead ops on social media was also really taking off in North London around this time. Another AP member from Enfield known as Skengs, apparently the brother of Chaos who was murdered in prison, is seen on social media dissing Wood Green and saying he's smoking mellow in 2016.
I can share the thing mellow to the dome.
Then, completely independently of the beat.
Hey, teach me some stuff, why don't you? I thought King Von came up with that smoke. Well, I ain't gonna lie. I am from California, so we don't say, well, now that it's blown up, now it'd be like smoking on whoever. I didn't hear no freaking smoking on nobody until King Von was talking about smoking on Tuka. For him to be talking about this in 2016. Well, I heard about King Von 3 months before he passed, which is why I was so upset, because I was just like, how rude can somebody get? I just discovered him. I didn't even find out. I didn't know about Pop Smoke until he died, which I'm a little sad about that. I didn't find out about Pop Smoke until he died, and I thought, because around the time Pop Smoke died, I had just discovered Polo G. So when my brother told me Pop Smoke died, I thought he was talking about Polo G, and I'm like, I just found out about him. For him to be talking about smoking on somebody in 2016, at this point, maybe I'm just slow, because where I'm from, we do get stuff a lot later than everybody else. I'm not sure if it's a California thing or if it's a Sacramento thing, but if you from like the East Coast, you most likely done caught on to some stuff way before where I'm from. So that's why your girl trying to get out because I'm not feeling this whole being late on catching up on stuff. I'm talking about, oh, we smoking on whoever, and then freaking this boy talking about smoking on somebody in 2016. We freaking late.
In these two areas. In December 2019, Skengs is murdered by one of the customers he sold drugs to, apparently beating him with a claw hammer and stabbing him to death, then putting the murder weapons and the body in a big sheet that he hid in his attic, with the crime only being discovered a whopping 8 months later, after the killer bragged to his friends about the crime and even showed somebody the rotting body in the attic. Now, eventually 2 people are jailed for this crime. That story is just wild, and you know what? It really reminded me actually of what happened to Corbin Johnson, who went missing for an entire year in the video I did on the deadly gang war in Jacksonville. And just like Corbin, following his passings, Skengs was disrespected on numerous songs by the likes of 3x3, with some even being seen on social media smashing up a mural to Skengs in his area. Now look, not everything I've mentioned up till this point is necessarily connected or related. What I'm trying to do is just give you a backdrop to the wild shit that was going on in this area during the time that UK drill music as we know it today was finding its voice. This is the environment drill rappers were coming up in, and these are the situations that they will be speaking about in their music. And over time, a lot of young men from these areas will begin to release absolutely fire music, finally getting themselves a chance to make money legally and get into a lucrative career on a path of safety away from the streets. But for some, even with the opportunity of going straight through music on the table, the temptation to slip back into old habits comes strong. And time after time, the unfortunate truth is it seems like people from this area were forced to choose a safe career making music and staying away from the streets, or choose violence.
I hate all these ads, and I think they know that. Who want to watch a minute long ad? One time I got a 10-hour ad. Like, who's gonna? So we're gonna watch a video, and then we're gonna watch a 10-hour ad, and then get back to the video. That don't make no sense.
So, whilst the violence is raging in the streets of North London, some of the young men from these areas are trying to find another way out through music. Particularly Tion Wayne from the Nine, who had slowly been building up a buzz and showing constant improvements on the mic, dropping 2 volumes of his Wayne's World mixtape series, the latter of which has the track Get Dope 2, which in my opinion is one of my favourite and very underrated Turner and Tion tracks. Hope they drop a part 3. Anyway, in my opinion, at this point, Tion Wayne was carving out a very special and unique place in UK rap. So this was way before UK drill had really kicked off. And Tion was kind of making these tracks that sat somewhere kind of between road rap and R&B rap, kind of singing about girls with like a little bit of Afro beats influence in there. He was doing his thing, and his 2016 track Me or The Lifestyle is a prime example of what I'm talking about. You know, it's sort of a love song about finding a girl that you can trust, but set to a backdrop of kind of street shit. It's good stuff. However, the unfortunate truth is, as Tion's buzz was reaching new highs, with him booking shows around the country, even opening up for Rick Ross at one point, sadly, after one of these shows, Tion Wayne would be confronted with a moment of madness, and in a split-second decision, he would choose violence and end up losing everything he had worked so hard for up until that point. As on March the 4th, 2017, Tion Wayne was arrested for a fray after taking part in a mass brawl and stamping on some guy's head outside of a nightclub concert in Bristol. An incident which was captured on CC.
When he say stomping, are we talking like his head got like, y'all know what I'm trying to say, because if I say it I might get a little grossed out. Is like, if he talking about they just fought and he kind of stomped on it a couple times, or is this like continuous and the dude had a bloody head? Because I don't want to say it, because I got a weak stomach, and just thinking about it, we're just gonna get back to the video because I'm thinking about it now. I'm getting nauseous.
The video is definitely too raw to show you on YouTube. Anyway, it's said that around 100 people were fighting in the street, some were armed with weapons and others were even swinging the barriers around. For his role in this incident, Tion Wayne ended up being sentenced to 16 months in prison. And he would later rap on his #1 song Body, "When I punch man it's grievous, they played back the CCTV, when I banged him my defense said Jesus." So for the majority of 2017, Tion Wayne was gone, and the momentum that he had been building up in the rap game slammed to a halt too. Ironically though, as Tion was going in, on the territory of his rivals over in Tottenham, the 30-month sentence that Headie One got in 2014 for dealing drugs was coming to an end. In February 2017, Headie One gets out of jail and quickly releases his fresh home song Losses and Winnings, quickly hitting the ground running with his day one homie RV, with them doing up a whole bunch of fire freestyles as a duo. They released a joint mixtape, Drillers and Trappers, in July, and throughout the rest of 2017, in the absence of Tion Wayne, RV and Headie One are making some serious waves in music. And not just as a duo, because Headie is putting in that work solo, truly trying to make a name for himself. His Street Heat freestyle was legendary and got people excited to hear more solo hits from him, and in October 2017, his solo banger Live from the T drops and doesn't disappoint fans. So with Headie picking up that heat in the streets, the UK drill scene begins to get more and more popping. And it's not just OFB making progress with the music too, because at a certain point, the Wood Green members decide to get in on the action too. In October 2017, Lamps from Wood Green, along with his homies Rams and Rids, released their drill song No Lies, containing numerous lyrics where Lamps disses NPK rivals, with this track being followed with the song Looking for Who, another track where Lamps from Wood Green says that he's regularly stabbing people from the N17 postcode. And so, with the feud between these areas getting more and more public and finding its way into music, that feud would eventually once again spill out into the streets. And at the start of 2018, there would be a series of high-profile clashes between members of these crews. On the 26th of January 2018, Headie One is attacked by Wood Green members after playing a show at Bedfordshire Uni not far from London. Here, he's confronted by Wood Green members outside of a university accommodation, where he's basically threatened, dragged around, beaten, and kind of chased off the campus, all the while tucking his hand into a man bag as if he has a weapon, but one is never produced. But what's even more shocking than the incident itself is the brazen way those that carried it out filmed the entire thing and posted it up to Snapchat.
I wasn't gonna say nothing, but I just want to know, if something pop off and you got your gun in your man bag, it ain't gonna look tough. If you got your man bag like sideways like this, right, and then something pop off and you just like, ugh, this don't look, you gotta come from like the side with it. Yeah, like, I had to say something because it just don't make no sense. Like, who started this trend? I don't know what is on my freaking lip and I'm not feeling it. Who came up with this trend of let me put my gun in my man bag? Cause I don't get it. I don't get it. It don't look tough. If you got like a little man bag right here, and you like, what you say? And then you pull it. No, that don't look tough. I mean, it don't look tough to me. But maybe to some other girl look tough. I don't know. It don't look tough to me. I wonder where girls put that. They probably, knowing a girl, they probably tuck it somewhere. I don't know.
Once it was up, the footage was circulating quickly amongst the drill community, and people were clowning Headie One heavily for catching what was perceived to be a bad violation. But the disrespect wouldn't last for long, because as Headie One himself said, this L would soon turn into a W, and the very next day, a shooting went down in Wood Green, where a 19-year-old man was hit, but he fortunately survived. And in the immediate aftermath of the shooting, OFB member RV is seen dissing the Wood Green ops on Snapchat, seemingly referencing this incident. Apparently even going as far as to drive past the crime scene afterwards, posting a clip on his Snapchat along with some Kermit emojis. Headie also tweeted after this, saying first half he got set up by a girl, second half excellent finish. I guess suggesting that a point had been scored and that they were even now. 3 people were arrested under investigation following this incident, but no one was ever charged. But more importantly, also within a day of this supposed get-back, Headie One and RV would jump back on the mic, releasing the biggest drill song of the year, the classic Know Better. The song is all about Headie One basically suggesting that he did indeed have a gun with him that day in the bag, but that he knew better than to pull it out with the ops filming him on Snapchat. Going on to suggest that the ops should have known better than pulling that stunt on him, with numerous lyrics suggesting that the shooting that took place the next day was related to the incident, but stopping just short of incriminating himself by replacing any specific details with the ad-lib shh. Something that Headie didn't necessarily invent, but he definitely popularised with this track that many people believe completely changed UK drill for good. Know Better was such a huge success, but within a month, Headie One had signed a full-blown record deal with Sony's Relentless Records imprint, who re-released Know Better commercially. It's kind of ironic that Headie One sort of had to be subjected to a horrible physical gang altercation in order to get the attention that he needed to sign a legit record deal. But how he got it doesn't matter. The important thing was that Headie was now officially on and in the industry, well positioned to focus on music and get out these streets. Unfortunately, however, in the days that followed the Know Better incident, the streets of North London would be as hot as ever. And less than a week after this happened, Wood Green members would retaliate, claiming the life of a young man from Tottenham, sparking a violent wave of killings that would go on for years to come.
Oh, these ads got to go, cause I ain't feeling it. I ain't no rapper. That didn't even rhyme. I'm about to say, why must you play with me? Must you play with me?
On February the 3rd, 2018 at 1:30 AM, police were called to Kemble Road at the junction of St Mary's Close in Tottenham after reports of a stabbing. It turned out that a young man named Kobe was driving on the street when he was rammed off the road by another vehicle. Apparently Kobe was a former gang member affiliated with the Northumberland Park area in Tottenham with convictions for violence all the way back in 2012. But by 2018, Kobe had seemingly distanced himself from the streets and was employed as a youth worker, helping troubled people in the community break the cycle like he did. Sadly though, that day when he was rammed by rivals from Wood Green, they didn't care one bit that he had turned his life around and moved away from the streets. So after being rammed off the road, numerous people jumped out the car with poles and knives, attacking Kobe, leaving him stabbed, dying at the scene. And his shocking 999 phone call was even eventually broadcast, where he pleaded to paramedics to come to the scene, whilst Kobe seemingly already knew that it was too late.
I got stabbed. Where are you, mate? St Mary's Close. St Mary's. I'm dead.
DNA evidence was found in the car on both the airbags and seatbelts, linking multiple Wood Green mob affiliates to the crime, with the suggestion that Lance from Wood Green was one of the people who jumped out of the car, attacking Kobe, and another man named Tion Wayne, who was labelled by police as the driver. He was picked up by police and gave a full no-comment interview.
Were you one of the guys with a knife in his hand stabbing him? Were you one of the ones holding him while he was stabbed? Did you murder Kobe?
But comment or none, it seemed that the DNA evidence that was left on the airbag was indisputable. And on the 16th of August 2018, Tion Wayne is convicted of the murder of Kobe, being sentenced to 26 years in prison. Meanwhile, Lance's involvement in this murder wouldn't be identified by the police until some time later, and unfortunately, by the time they worked out that Lance was involved in the murder of Kobe, it was too late. And even with Kobe's murder successfully carried out, apparently the Wood Green mob was still thirsty for blood. In fact, apparently members in the area had even planned an attack on Kobe's funeral, with police getting intelligence and intercepting the crew in an insane police chase that was even caught on camera, with the cops ultimately foiling the planned ride out on the funeral.
Lord, You knew something was going on with the dude running on the side of the car.
First contact.
Hello, yes, I
Trying to get out of there.
Sorry?
I had some banter outside. Somebody on a motorbike.
Just over a month after the murder of Kobe, late at night on the 7th of March 2018, Lamps posted his location on Snapchat, seemingly gesturing for his ops to come and pull up on him. And he had shown quite clearly for the whole of North London to see that he was chilling outside the McDonald's at the Hollywood Bowl Entertainment Complex in Wood Green. Now, we already know that Lamps was known to have numerous enemies from all over London and a feared reputation in the area. And for those that wanted to cause him harm, this would be the perfect opportunity. And after getting the drop on Lamps, two unidentified individuals pulled up to the area on a moped, arriving at the Hollywood Bowl in Wood Green and spinning the block twice. On this ride, they seemingly caught Lamps sat with a group of people in the stairwell of the View Cinema in this complex. And for a moment, it even looked like Lamps was running towards the door ready for action, perhaps not realizing just how dangerous those people on that moped were. Because when Lamps approached the glass door leading out of the cinema, he was immediately shot in the head through the window. This shot was fatal, and Lamps was left dead at the scene. And Lamps' final moments were captured on CCTV, as well as amateur footage of emergency services trying to revive him at the scene, which once again is far too shocking to show you on YouTube. Anywho, after the shooting, the cinema was taped off, and the area was considered the scene of a homicide. But the cops wouldn't have much to go on, because after the drill was done, the shooters immediately fled the scene on that moped without leaving a trace, leaving police truly baffled.
I ain't gonna lie, it's probably interesting to see somebody. Well, not interesting. Let me not sound like that. It probably looks a little different from where I'm from, to see somebody kill somebody and then get on a moped, whatever that thing. I don't know what it's called, because I don't think we have any where I'm from. Is it okay? This is a serious question. I'm not even like acting funny or nothing like that. When people, I almost said when dudes, when people, I'm pretty sure there's some girls that's gonna pop up in these freaking London videos eventually, do people, when they kill people in London, is it like normal to just get on a bike? Or because it might be a little easier. I've played in the world is that freaking game, I forgot the name of it. I hate that game. Well, I hate that version of the game, but there's a game where you're in London, and how they drive on the game, I'm pretty sure that's how they drive in real life. So I'm pretty sure, think about it now, getting on a bike will probably be easier to have like as a getaway vehicle than a car, because sure, I had gotten into so many freaking accidents on that video game, it ain't even funny. Then y'all drive on the opposite side of United States, so it's like, yeah, I had crashed so many vehicles on that game. It's not even funny. Because I was gonna ask, like, why don't they get cars to do this stuff? But it probably is a lot easier.
Looked like the perfect crime. A drive-by shooting from a moving moped with both the shooter and the driver wearing crash helmets, getting a headshot, and then immediately fleeing the scene, leaving no evidence. The killing of Lamps was such a mystery to the Met Police and the public, the case even ended up appearing on the TV crime documentary, The Met Policing London, along with the Kobe incident.
The following day, the investigation into the shooting of Kelvin Odunyi is picked up by the same team investigating the murder of Kobe Nelson.
There is limited opportunities in relation to the identification of the suspects at this time.
So, who killed Lamps? Well, despite there being a whole bunch of crackpot theories floating around on Reddit and YouTube, a lot of different people all over London likely wanted Lamps dead. Because as we know, Wood Green and Lamps himself had many beefs all over London far beyond Tottenham.
Got Foxton as well, yeah? A beef hat me.
To this day, the crime remains unsolved, and even though Reddit detectives have several theories on who might have been responsible, there really isn't anything truly conclusive. And if there was, trust me, the cops would be on it before Reddit or me. But regardless of whether or not they even had anything to do with this crime, simply because of the ongoing feud between the two areas, following the killing of Lamps, Tottenham rappers would put the utmost disrespect on his name. KK from MPK posted a picture of the...
Y'all already know what the deal is. Y'all know what the deal is. Y'all already know my camera shut off at a certain period, but we gonna get back to it.
Store from the crime scene, talking about the killing of Lamps on Bonham like it was goddamn Chirac.
Yeah, man, them niggas still ain't
Did
fixing
you
that
say
shit,
on
boy.
phone
And they still trying to hurry up on the customers on phone and grid.
phone?
RV from
I don't
RV
think they
drove
from
past
Chicago,
the caption,
though.
"Ha ha." Abracadabra was later seen posting a snap at what appeared to be Lamps' gravesite, and beyond the ops, even young drill fans on the internet were showing
Wait, when did he die? When Did I miss something, y'all? Cause didn't he just kill, what was his name, Kobe? He killed the name was something like that. When did he freaking die?
With some going as far as to recreate the Lamps murder on GTA 5, reusing the original 999 audio recordings from the scene of the crime.
Oh.
Hello, Bethany. Someone has been shot dead at Hollywood Green Cinema in Wood Green.
But eventually, the biggest disrespect on Lamps' name would come when younger NPK members would release an entire song dedicated to dissing Lamps. Over a year after his death, on May the 26th, 2019, NPK rapper Sin Squad dropped the song Kelvin's Coffin. The hook of the song is then basically saying that their shotgun is the same length as Kelvin or Lamps' coffin, as well as rapping that they're smoking on Mellow and Chop, fallen Wood Green members mentioned at the start of this story. In fact, Kelvin's Coffin was an unusually disrespectful song for the UK drill scene. Hell, it even made the news for being so demonic. But anyway, setting aside the music for a minute, in the streets, after Lamps was murdered, retaliations would apparently come immediately. The day after the murder, there was a massive fight outside of a school nearby where a boy was stabbed, which police said may have been related. Then, at the end of March 2018, another attack took place at Farringdon's Tinseltown Diner, where both a man and woman were filmed as being attacked on the floor in a confrontation apparently between MPK and Wood Green members. And soon after this physical altercation, on the 2nd of April 2018, just after 9:30 PM, a silver Vauxhall Mariva pulls up at Chalgrove Road, just around the corner from Northumberland Park Station, where shots are fired from a .32 caliber handgun in a drive-by shooting, apparently targeting an MPK member, but unfortunately the bullets didn't hit their intended target, instead hitting a teenage girl in the chest, leaving her dead at the scene. The victim was 17-year-old Tanisha Melbourne, a young girl from the Tottenham area who had been seen in the past on social media with rappers from OFB and MPK. No one was ever charged for this murder, despite the burned-out car used for the drill being found in nearby Barnet only a few days later. And following the incident, people were talking about it on social media, even hashtagging NPK, with the media suggesting that all these events were linked together as part of the ongoing war between these two gangs. And so, with seemingly innocent 17-year-olds ending up dead in drive-by shootings, at this point the violence is so bad, the local community activists are demonstrating and calling for change.
Where young people feel scared to go to Wood Green, and Wood Green young people feel scared to come to Tottenham. That should not happen in London.
In July 2018, Tion Wayne gets out of jail looking mad crusty, hitting the ground running musically, getting himself a shape-up, and dropping his fresh home song, Home. That was followed by another solo track called On My Life, but it was on features that Tion would be getting to that bag, taking his career to new heights. As in November 2018, Tion Wayne appears on the track Options with NSG, which goes on to become the biggest song of his career, charting at number 7. But naturally, not everybody was celebrating Tion's triumphant return to the rap game, as both RV and Headie One are seen hating on Tion on social media, saying they have to skip his part of the song. But in all fairness, there really wasn't anything to be jealous of when it came to Tion Wayne, because in the time he'd been locked up, Headie One had moved on to bigger things, signing his record deal and dropping big projects like his The One mixtape, spawning the classic drill anthem Golden Boot, along with his previous hit No Better, and that was followed up by his The 1-2 project, which had more big hits like Banter on Me and Brony, and with big songs doing numbers amongst the fans, Headie would continue to make moves in the industry doing headline shows, and ending the year with the big drop of his song Of Course, easing into the start of 2019 with the biggest drop of his career to date, the track 1800 along with Dave that dropped on the 3rd of January 2019. This is a song that's basically all about paying £1,800 for a rusty shotgun to use on your ops, and the song includes lines about riding through the 9 with skeins, aka guns, but in reality, by this point Headie One was far from chopping ops at the farm block, and more copping lamb chops from the farm shop, because 1800 with Dave ended up going 5 on the UK singles charts, really representing Headie One's commercial breakthrough moment. Nearly a year on from being ambushed and attacked on camera by ops outside of the show at a university, Headie One's landed top 5 hits on the charts and truly making a name for himself in the mainstream music industry. And so whilst Headie was headed for greatness and setting the template for the younger generation of OFB, on February the 4th, 2018, the song Brocket will drop, introducing the world to some of the younger generation of OFB rappers, including Bando K, Double L's, and Boogie B. And soon there will be another big name joining that lineup, SJ, who would appear on the Farm Block anthem and the UK version of King Von's Took Her to the O, Bad B on the Niz, which released on October the 2nd, 2018. This was the first big hit featuring the OFB younger trio, Bando K, Double L's, and SJ.
Okay, I just want to know, why are we talking about, we're not even on the topic of the video anymore. Like, we're not talking about no F, I mean, why in the world do I say F every time? OFB or N9, we're not talking about them no more. That's what this video is supposed to be about. What are you doing, dude? Unless he's just telling everything about London. Are we gonna get back to the to the title of the video.
With this track becoming an instant classic in the area, and SJ himself suggesting that ever since that song dropped, he's had the bad bees all over him. So finally, the youngers growing up on this estate had something to focus on. With these songs, they were building a legal form of income through music, giving them something else to focus on outside of their activity in the streets. But unfortunately, some of them would remain a little too close to the streets to take advantage of the opportunities that the rap game would soon offer. Because only a few weeks after the song Brocket was released, on February the 18th, 2018, a 19-year-old named Lewis Blackman, aka Dottie, gave Crashes a party in Kensington. When he gets inside, he allegedly confronts Boogie B from OFB, robbing him of a chain and stabbing him before fleeing the house. However, when he gets outside, he's chased by Boogie B, who allegedly led a group of around 20 young men armed with weapons chasing Lewis. He was caught, stabbed in the back with a fatal blow administered by Boogie B, and then stabbed up around 13 more times by numerous teenagers who were part of that mob. A year later, Boogie B is jailed for murder and sentenced to 20 years in prison for his role in leading the attack. The loss of Boogie B was a major blow for the OFB youngers, who at this point were still just emerging and making a name for themselves in the drill scene. A bit like Tion Wayne when he had that fight, Boogie B was a promising rapper, but one night of madness and the choice of violence ultimately left him in jail, facing a 2-decade-long sentence, and his music career completely over before it had really gotten a chance to flourish. But sadly, Boogie B wouldn't be the only one. On January the 12th, 2019, a triple stabbing takes place after a confrontation between young men from N9 and members from OFB and MPK in the 4th Street McDonald's near Wood Green. And it was rumored that...
I think I'm gonna stop it right here and then start a whole new one. But I'm just curious on how does London's McDonald's taste? Because I keep seeing a McDonald's and I just want to know, is it good? Is it bad? What's on the menu? I want to know. So I just told y'all I'm gonna stop it right here and I'm gonna start part 3 over. Well, not over, but I'm gonna start part 3. But smash the like button, comment something you want to see below, and subscribe and click the bell and join the gang. If you're new, then definitely subscribe because we're going nowhere but up. Follow me on my social medias. Definitely follow me on my Instagram, _is_Tania's_world, and follow me on my Instagram. Why the world did I say Instagram? Follow me on my TikTok, it's Tania's World. But remember, it's T gang or no gang. We out.